Hey, Mark. It's Chris. Just running out to do a radio interview with a local radio station after when and attended a networking meeting this morning. You talked to four people and they didn't buy. Holy crap! Are you kidding me? You talked to four people and they didn't buy. I don't know if you have any background in sales, and I would really ask your permission to use this video as a case study. Because if you've done any training, watched any video, listened to any audio course in sales, which I've tried to be doing ever since I left my government job, you would understand how ludicrous it is to have expectations of a wildly thriving or even productive or profitable business after talking to four people. Even if you talk to everybody on your list here, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15 people, and you don't make a sale, that is the market that we're in. That is the sales environment that we're in. Certainly you can tweak a few things, but your expectations are wildly out of focus. You have to talk to hundreds of people to make sales happen. You have to fill a pipeline. You have to work your butt off. You have to go to networking meetings, meet with people locally, make your own phone calls, do blast of mail, do hire multiple people to work hours and hours per day. If you've got a appointment setter that's setting you 3 appointments and none of them are expecting your call, fire them, hire somebody else while you're making your own calls. Some people are hungry and it comes out in their activity and their production and they make it work. Other people are sitting back with their feet on their desk expecting somebody across the world to make their entire business run. Those expectations are not in line at all with any kind of sales business whatsoever. So to have talked to four people and not made a sale, or to talk to four people and they don't all qualify, you said in your video you understand statistics. That is so statistically insignificant, it's not even worth you having created the video to complain about the results after talking to a mere four people. I'm sorry if it sounds crass, but I'm just going to tell you the truth always. And please understand that I'm telling you the truth in love, but you need to kick your own ass. If you would stop taking, and you made time to record this video this morning, and you were in my office, I would fire your ass yesterday. Because anybody that talks to four people and comes back to complain to me that they're not getting traction in their business, if you've talked to 400 people yourself, then we got a problem and we got to go retool it. And it's not the system that's the problem, it's your method that's the problem. Conversely, on this, the whole expectations of the whole business itself are so out of whack that I don't even know if you can get to profitability because you won't be around long enough. You're talking about a 3-week test. Go build a McDonald's down the street and invest $30 million in your whole venture, and then look at a return on investment within 3 to 5 years, and then let's talk about a 3-week trial test. You're not committed, you're not involved. Go watch an episode of Shark Tank to see what the level of commitment of involvement is to get to profitability in your own company. It involves working 60 or 80 hours a week when you're starting any venture. I can go sell final expense door to door right now, today, out this building and make $1,000 a day because I'll bust my ass until I do it. I damn sure won't talk to four people in a day, go home and hang my hat and cry to my wife and say, this business doesn't work. It doesn't work because you're not working it. And your telemarketer going through 900 people, have you listened to everything she's saying? If your concern is not on your approach but on hers, are you listening to all the phone calls? Are you providing positive feedback? Are you seeing what she's doing to objections? Is she calling the right demographics? Is she calling the right state? But all of that is secondary to the expectations that you have for the business. See, nothing will work unless you realize you've got to talk to thousands of people. I've probably talked to 20,000 people before I got my business to $35,000 a month. I would have zero expectations on my first week, zero expectations on my first month. I had no choice though. I stayed on the phone myself until I mailed out direct mail. I hired a telemarketing firm. I did voice broadcasting. I bought leads. I did everything working around the clock. But if I had stopped after 4 calls, I would fail at not only this, but every sales venture I would go into. If there's a track record of, you made millions millions with Smith Barney, or you made millions overselling whatever, then great. This system sucks and it doesn't work. If, however, you're seeing a pattern of personality that has followed you from the past to this, with expectations being set way high depending on somebody else's results, and your involvement in the business is about this level, calling, getting initial rejection, throwing up your hands and saying, this crap doesn't work, this system doesn't work, then you're getting exactly what you're expecting. And you're expecting it not to work. You're not putting in the effort to see if there's any results at all. The statistics that you refer to are infinitesimal. You can't even get any results from that. And you're taking time to create a video to complain about what's going wrong. It's not the system. You have to be better. Don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. And I'm telling you, there is nothing you can draw from a conclusion of talking to the first 4 people that are on your schedule now. Nothing at all, except that you are doing other things than talking to more prospects. Because there are people out there, I wrote 2 of them yesterday, and talked to 300 different agents, and sent out an email campaign, and made a video. There are people out there buying Medicare plans, Medicare supplement plans, over the phone every single day by agents who won't quit until they've made it successful. And I encourage you to be one, but it's going to take a complete change in this before the calendar starts working, before the bank account starts working. If this doesn't change and your expectations of yourself are not in line with the results, then just quit now, forget it. I'll refund you everything you've invested, whatever that is, in my membership site, because it's simply not for you. And I would challenge you that sales is not for you, because it doesn't matter what you're selling. If you're not putting in the time, the energy, and the effort to get any business off the ground, and I mentioned this in one of the webinars, it's like an airplane trying to take off on the runway, if you're even watching this at this point, trying to take off on the runway. When you're starting a business, it's got to be full thrust on. It's got to be around the clock. It's got to be all energy in. It's trying to get that thing off the ground. Once it starts taking flight, then you've broken through the velocity of the launch and everything starts getting easier. But you haven't even gotten to the point of getting started yet. I would not rely on a telemarketer wholly and sit back. Maybe you've got a full-time job or somebody else providing some income where you can just have the leisure of doing that. But while the telemarketer is calling, which is what I did, and I bought internet leads and had a telemarketer and did direct mail, I was calling people too. What else do you possibly have to do if you're in business for yourself? Get out there and meet with people. Try to get on the radio. Meet with financial planners. Join a networking meeting. Try to do something to contact people and generate interest in your business, because they're not going to come knocking on your door, and that's the whole nature of what we have to do. We have to continually expose our business to build a brand, but to quit after 4 people, if that's if you quit before 400 people, if you quit before 4,000 people that you've talked to, then you didn't do enough due diligence in this in the beginning to understand that sales is a numbers game. We're in the business to help people, and it takes talking to a hell of a lot of people before you're allowed to help enough people. But if you don't have that mindset getting in, then it's a whole thing going on upstairs that I'm not here or qualified to help you with. You should spend all of your nights listening to people who are successful. All of your nights, all of your days talking to people that you may help, that you may be able to help. And what you lack in skill, you make up in numbers. I've said it 100 times or 1,000. What you lack in skill, you make up in numbers. There's neither a direction here to make up in numbers or to do other marketing outside of whatever she's generating with 3 people to talk to in a day. I would never in my wildest dreams expect that out of 4 people, you would know that this is a clear path, that this business either works or doesn't work. The conclusions are drawn way too freaking early. Even 3 weeks is not enough to make a career decision based on something. You either didn't have enough information going in, or you didn't do enough research going in to see if this business is even legitimate for you. And I just challenge you that I'm not sure sales is the right position if that's the whole mindset from the very beginning. So I can't tell you why the lady had Alzheimer's. That's going to happen, and people are going to be friendly to the people on the phone. I can tell you specifically, you talked to a guy and said, I'm going to save you money on your Medicare supplement today, and he's not even the person that the appointment setter set for you. Yeah, that sounds like a sales call, and it's going to foster immediate rejection from people. You need to ask for the people who she set the appointment for with you. But even then, you're going to have resistance. And you need to be expecting resistance at every turn until you've proven who you are. Expect resistance. Have a rebuttal. Come back and tell them that it's all free information. You just want to educate them. They may be on the wrong Medicare plan. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. Some will, some won't. So what? Next. If you talk to enough people, this business absolutely does work, and you can't tell me otherwise. I'll show you my bank statement from all the different companies that 82 different 1099 forms just had to put on my tax forms. Different companies paying in because you know what? This absolutely does work. Guess who was there to teach me how to do this business? Nobody. Guess who was there to teach me how to sell over the phone? Mike Brooks, all the people that are on my website that I've gathered their training and put it in one spot, because you have to live it, you have to breathe it, you have to listen to it all the time and reprogram your mind from, in my case, government worker to facilitator of growth, development, and sales, where I help senior citizens to change their lives by giving them an average of $600 a year more than they didn't have before they met me. I got to go to a radio interview where I'm going to talk about just that, because it does work. It's just your choice whether you want to pursue it or not. And I can't make that decision for you. But it sounds to me like you've made it yourself. I'm here to help, but I'm not going to give you any BS. See ya.